Hi, this is Dane Bowerly with your Step Up Tip of the Day. Many of you know I come from a management background and managing people. And one of the biggest challenges we always have as managers or frustrations that we face is the question, why won't they do it the way we want them to? They meaning our employees. Why won't they do it the way we want it? Well, I've been doing a lot of research recently that I think leads us to some answers that will be very valuable as supervisors, as leaders, as managers. It starts with this statistic I'd like to share. A recent survey shows that 68%, 6.8, or almost 7 out of 10 people are saying that they have received no valuable feedback from their supervisor in the last 6 months. 6.8 out of 10 people are saying they've received no valuable feedback from their supervisor in the last 6 months. Well, there's another statistic that leads into that adds to that, and it's that 8 out of 10, or 82%, of those employees surveyed also said that no one has talked to them about their career goals in the last 6 months, provided career direction to them in the last 6 months. Our employees are saying they don't know how they're doing or what they're doing. They don't have the direction they're looking for. So one of my favorite books, business books that I've read, an old classic, sold lots of copies, is The 1 Minute Manager. And one of the quotes from The 1 Minute Manager says that feedback is the breakfast of champions. Feedback is the breakfast of champions. And if you think about those two statistics that I just shared with you, you wonder what is it that we're feeding our employees for breakfast? If we're not giving them feedback, what is it that provides the energy, the desire, the direction for them to go in the right direction, to do the things that we as supervisors want them to do? So I'd like to start with 3 principles that I think will be helpful that we must know about feedback before we start to give it. The first principle that you need to know is that the delivery of positive feedback is the greatest human relationship skill a person can develop. Now you notice we say that a person can develop because this is a skill that you can build. The delivery of positive feedback is the greatest skill a manager or supervisor can provide. The second thing you need to know or want to know about feedback is that the delivery of negative feedback is the greatest morale killer. The delivery of negative feedback is the greatest morale killer. Let's build on that third principle. The third principle says that people would rather receive negative feedback than no feedback at all. So, negative feedback is a morale killer, but people would rather have that morale killer than have no feedback at all. Now think back to the first 2 statistics I shared with you. 6.8, or 7 out of 10 employees are getting no feedback at all. They would rather have negative or bad feedback than what they're getting right now. So we've got to do something about that, and I'm going to present an idea to you today that may help with that. We're going to call this the WOW-HOW effective feedback model. So first, if positive feedback is such a powerful element, let's devise 3 ways that we can provide positive feedback to our employees. 3 times that positive feedback is appropriate to deliver as a supervisor or a leader in a company. And we'll use the WOW anytime that we see outstanding performance. Now this is obvious. This is one that most supervisors and leaders are probably pretty good at. If you broke a world record or had a sales goal or maybe even offered exceptional level of customer service, as supervisors, we know that's a great time to use the word wow. Hey, congratulations. Really, really good job. I'm really excited for what you've done for us. The second opportunity to give some positive feedback is through improved performance. And these are the situations where an employee has made progress. Maybe they're not exactly at standard of what you're looking for yet, but they're showing signs of improvement. This is a terrific opportunity to deliver positive feedback. Oh, wow, great job. We are seeing you improve. Our employees want that type of feedback from us. Now, the third time that you can offer positive feedback is one that causes a little bit of controversy. And the third type of feedback is when you see continuous behavior. Continuous behavior, doing things right over time. Maybe it meets expectations. A lot of managers and supervisors often say, well, they should be doing that as part of their job. They don't deserve positive feedback. But the reality is they do deserve feedback. One thing that we know about managing people and working with children is both in the same, is that when you want a behavior to be repeated, you want to acknowledge that behavior. And so this is a great opportunity that if you have an employee that's done something well over time, provide some positive feedback. Give them that wow that they deserve in this situation. Now, it's not always going to be that we need to deliver flowers and roses and sunshines. It's not always positive feedback. There are going to be times that we have to deliver less than positive feedback or negative feedback. Now, you'll remember that the principal said that negative feedback is the greatest morale killer. And a lot of that has to do with how we have delivered negative feedback before. A lot of times it's aggressive, very curt, very intense, but it doesn't need to be that way. Negative feedback just simply says that we need improved performance. So as a great manager, a great leader, as you transition into being a great coach, one of the greatest questions or most effective questions that we can ask is the question, how can I help? Instead of coming at and attacking poor behavior, if we ask the question, how can I help, oftentimes it will open the communication levels to provide appropriate feedback to see improved performance and results over time. It doesn't have to be aggressive. It doesn't have to be mean-natured. If you'll start with the question, how can I help, oftentimes it will open the lines of communication for improved performance. So, we talked about the three principles. Number one is that the delivery of positive feedback is the greatest human skill that you can develop. Number two, we said that the delivery of negative feedback is the greatest morale killer. And number three, we said that people would rather receive negative feedback than no feedback at all. So we need to change that. Let's deliver more positive feedback. Three things that we talked about were delivering wows for outstanding performance, deliver wows for improved performance, and deliver wows for continuous improvement. Then we talked about ways that we can talk about delivering content that is less than positive. And instead of starting with that aggressive nature that often follows or sets the tone for negative feedback, just simply ask the question, how can I help? And open the lines of communication. I hope this video has been very effective for you. I hope it provides some basic ideas to increase the level of communication. I recognize the ideas are very simple in nature, but the statistics are showing that we're not doing them. So let's start with the basics. How does that sound? There are two ways you can help me. Number one is, if this was valuable, leave a comment down below and let us know what your feedback was from seeing this video. The second way you could help me is to share this video with a friend or a colleague, someone that you manage or someone that manages you. We'd like to spread this word. We'd like our employees to be happier and more productive. Hope this has been very valuable for you. It's your time to step up, stand out, and move forward. Thanks.